Oh, what radicalized you? I'll fucking tell you what radicalized me. When I was in 8th grade, my dad came home from a miserable, terrible, grueling day at work and said, hey, put your shoes on, we have to go to the school board meeting. Now, I'd never been to a school board meeting, didn't even really know what they were for, but what I did know is that my school had just implemented a policy that anyone could get a free lunch at school regardless of financial status. Rich kid gets a free lunch, poor kid gets a free lunch, paid for by the taxpayer. Now, 8th grade me thought that was a real fucking good deal. I still think that, and I thought then that anybody with a rational fucking brain cell would think the same. But we got to that school board meeting, and I watched as the same people that I saw at Sunday church every Sunday stood up in front of the board and talked about how this was a terrible thing and that they were all shelling out for all these people that didn't need a free lunch. And then I watched as my dad, the strongest, hardest working man I've ever known in my entire life, I mean, he could bend a horseshoe in half with his bare fucking hands, my dad stood up and said, hey, I know exactly what it feels like to be the kid that needs the free lunch. I grew up on free lunch. And I also know exactly what it feels like to feel the stigma behind that in your classmates. He said, if you have a problem with paying for these free lunches, you can bill me. And then he looked at the school board and said, thank you for your time, and we left. Now, 8th grade me thought, well, maybe it's just a problem in my slack-jawed yokel of a hometown. But the more I've grown up, the more I've seen that this is not just a problem in 2,000 people towns. It's a problem nationwide, and that the same people that are having these problems are the same people that are at church every fucking Sunday. That's what radicalized me.